I can click on one of these nodes to move out. So I guess we like slowly spider out through this thing. So are these glyphs? Okay, so these are glyphs. So if you get to this thing, you put one of these in there. Is that right? Is that how that works? Alanix says, yep. So what are some examples of good stuff? Every 5 willpower within range, you gain increased damage to crowd-controlled enemies. For every 5 willpower, you gain increased damage while fortified. Overpower. More minion damage. Alright, what's some of the stuff way down here? For every 5 dex, your warriors do 4% more damage. Your warriors get 20% more armor. Alright, damage. Close targets. You and your minions do increase damage to enemies affected by shadow damage over time effects. Well, for me, that's always right now. Okay, is there any juicy things on here to look forward to? Resist all, max life. Resist elements, rare node. Add another 4% resist to all if 170 dex. That's kind of cool, I like that. Plus damage, plus max life. Gate nodes allow you to attach additional Paragon boards. What? A gate node? Wait, like this thing? Board attachment... Oh, so this isn't the whole tree. You, like, slap another tree onto the edge of this? What the hell? Board selection preview. Cult leader. Legendary node. Kill the butcher for the first time. Oh, congratulations. Yeah, we fought him earlier. I had to hide him for, like, 15 minutes, it felt like. Your minions do increase damage for each minion type you have active. Warrior, Mage, and Golem. Oh, so you have all three, 45% increase. That's cool. Rare nodes, Overlord, Custody. Plus damage reduction for minions. Puppeteer. These are neat. Hulking Monstrosity. Infuse your Golem. Plus damage, plus max life. Flesh Eater. Consuming 5 corpses grants 40% increased damage for 6 seconds. So when I'm doing my... I would have that up constantly. That's kind of cool. Oh, and it shows your int, willpower, dex, and strength up here at the top. It's got a keyword search. That's nice. Oh man, so minimum. I mean, what would it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Take at least 18 points to get to the board attachment gate if you go straight for it. And of course you would want to get the glove socket. So I thought getting 50 I would get 1 more point for this, and I was wrong. So I think I guess the only way I can get the points for that at this point is going to the other regions of the map and getting their quests done. Some nodes have requirements. Yeah. Mukluk has engaged Gixius Cagebane. Wait, what? Oh, if it wasn't for that message in the chat, I would not have realized I was fighting a boss. What is this guy, Yasuo? What are these wind walls? Who do you think you are? Rapier. I hit the wrong button. I don't know what I opened there. Adventurer's Pants of Hardened Bones. Oh my gosh. Look at my pants. They're rock hard. When you have 7 or more minions, your minions gain 20% increased damage reduction. That's pretty nice. Check your XP bar. What are the notches? Anyway, I would lose 2... They're Paragon points. Oh, okay. I would lose 2 ranks of Corpse Explosion, though. Let's see, that does 2970 right now. If I equip this, it would do 2600. So I'd lose 300 per explosion. Is there any way to move the +2 ranks of Corpse Explosion over to the Legendary thing? I know I could move the legendary... I'm pretty sure I can move the legendary effect onto the corpse explosion pants. I don't know if there's a way to move the +2 corpse explosion onto these pants. Not directly, we could respec the trade effects at random. Typical ARPG. Do it randomly over and over and over until the dice gods land in your favor. 352. We're gonna see if I've got a one-hander with more damage than what I currently have, but I don't. Okay. We finished the dungeon, right? I think we did. Let's pour it out. All right. Okay. As far as, because this is going to go on YouTube later. Hi, YouTube. As far as the D4 playlist goes, I might be done. I might be done. It was a fun game. It really was. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed about 95% of the story. The last half hour was really stupid. It was like the main characters all made really, really stupid, dumb decisions, just, like, blatantly to just open the door for an expansion pack. I think that was, it was like really good writing up until that point. I was absolutely, I went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when I saw Andariel and Duriel. Those were awesome. Like some of the throwbacks to earlier games was awesome. There was a couple of moments in the story that made no freaking sense based on what I know of Diablo from playing all the Diablo games. I don't know what's occurred in the books. But like when in Diablo 1, when they jammed the Soul Stone into Leoric's son, they had to hide him for a while. The transformation took a while to turn him into Diablo. And then when the hero jammed the Soul Stone into their head, it took like a year as the Dark Wanderer before he turned into Diablo in Diablo 2. But in this game, when, what was his name? Donan's kid, I forget his name, but Lilith put Astaroth's Soul Stone in his head. It took like 10 minutes. He changed really fast. And there's no way Astaroth is stronger than Diablo. So I'm very confused about that plot point. That didn't make much sense. You think it's because he was weak? I mean, he was Haradrim trained and Druid trained. He was young, but there was no way he was weaker than the Prince, who was like a friggin' 10-year-old. That's an exaggeration. He was like 15 or something. So that was weird. And then, what else? Later on, with the, okay, slight story spoiler, the Mephisto. When they trapped Mephisto in the Soul Stone. Okay, the last time Mephisto was trapped in the Soul Stone, he was buried under Travancore, and it took him decades of slowly corrupting the priests around him to get any amount of, like, control or anything before he got let out. In this game, they trap him, and 1 second later, they use the stone to make Mephisto make them a portal for where they want to go, and he's manifesting next to her in the wolf form. They turned the Soul Stone into a Pokeball. Nowhere in the series could they just pick up Diablo's Soul Stone and go, hey, I need a ride home. Like, that's never been a thing. And, like, even if Diablo was willing to help them for some insane reason, they've never shown the being in the Soul Stone as able, especially right after capture, to just reach out and just use their powers, like, right there. So I truly don't understand what was going on there. The fact that, like, you know, he went into the stone and a second later made portals for them, and he didn't try to screw with them. He could have just portaled them to the Diablo's base or Baal's place and been like, hey, bro, they put me in a rock. Can you help? And then, oh, God. And then, you know, hey, there's another big evil right here. But he just did it. You know, yeah, okay, there's a portal home. Like, he immediately just obeyed them like, you know, a freshly caught Pokemon, which that was super weird. And then, of course, the girl at the end making all the weird, dumb decisions to open the door for an expansion. I didn't understand that at all. All the rest of the story, up until that, I thought was awesome. We saw Caldeum again. We saw Mishif again. There was throwbacks to the Iron Wolves, throwbacks to Deckard Cain. When we went to the Ruins of Tristram, I was so proud of myself for spotting Griswold's Edge, his sword that we made in Diablo 1, and it had appearances in D2 and D3, and now also D4. We saw Griswold's Edge in the corpse of a zombie in Tristram. I was so hyped to see that. Excellent addition to the Diablo franchise, but I gotta say, this is the first one that I think I don't really wish to play any more of. Which kind of makes me sad. I was really looking forward to this coming out, but beyond the good things I've already said about it, I just don't like the direction they took it. Diablo 2, you know, had a skill tree. This tree is of course longer, but not by much. And you know, D2 you could sink 20 points into a skill. Here you can sink 5. In D3 you had 6 choices for a skill. I constantly use the Hydra as an example. The summoned sorcerer's Hydra. There was normal flame Hydra, mammoth Hydra, which was one big one, the poison Hydra with stacked dots, the electric one, the arcane one, the cold one. In this game, every skill has A or B. That's it. So we've got less depth of a tree than D2 and less selection in the tree than D3. In D2, there was 10 different curses. In D4, there's 2. Decrepify and Iron Maiden. That's it. You got 2 curses, and then each of them has 2 flavors. Chocolate or strawberry. That's it. D3, every skill, yes, there was no tree in Diablo 3, but every skill in D3 had 6 options. So this kind of feels like I just played Morrowind and then found Oblivion, or I just played Oblivion and found Skyrim. Yes, they were still great games, but my god, they dumbed it down to get a bigger audience. This feels like that. If someone was playing their very first ARPG and or they wanted to play their first ARPG and money was no issue, I would absolutely be like, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, it's a good game. The story is absolutely solid. Like guys, I've played 1,000 hours of Path of Exile. I have no effing clue what the story is. They do not tell a good story in that game. Gameplay is fantastic. Story, I don't know what's going on. This game, the story, it was a wild ride. Thumbs up. But yeah. That's my thoughts. This isn't a skill tree. This is a skill twig. This made me really sad. The more customization, the better, and this just didn't have it. Like after I played the first D4 beta, I installed Last Epoch because it made me miss Last Epoch, and I played another like 50 hours of that. Path of Exile, you know, that tree's a bit much. I would not recommend Path of Exile to new ARPG players. It's too much for them. It's drown them. It's way too much. However, that's my thoughts. And you know what? I'm just sharing them. That's it. I'm not trying to push them on other people. We're actually about to have a giveaway of a free copy of Diablo 4 for someone who is very excited about this game. But yeah, also, just as someone who really, really loved the Druid in D2, I'm very disappointed to see what they did to it in D4. Some people love it. I'm sad to see what it became. But yeah, that's it. Probably the end of the playlist, and we'll see you in the next one.